Call of Duty is officially on PS5. Here's everything you need to know, whether we'll also be getting an Xbox port as well, and ultimately, how does the game perform? So last night, Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and Call of Duty Black Ops 2 were shadow dropped onto the PlayStation Store, which almost instantly crashed the entire PlayStation Store. This is how you know something is on high demand, when a game single-handedly crashes the entire store. Both games retail for £35 or $40 each, but if you have PS Plus, you can get 50% off, making each game $17.49 or $20. DLC is not included in this price and will be purchasable, which in my opinion is a bit crazy considering how old the DLC is for both games. However, it was kind of expected with Activision and Call of Duty as a whole. These offers will run until the 6th of August, and to me it seems like a way to get players back renewing their PS Plus memberships after the whole physical media drama that we've had this past week or so. Now it's important to know that these ports are only available on the PS4 and PS5, with no new port coming to Xbox officially, which is kind of funny considering Xbox own COD. Yet the only way they can access these games is with a backwards compatibility, which has a version of each of them. Now both games are not remasters, and this seems to be confusing a lot of people. They are only ports. For the most part, almost everything is the same from the original games, apart from certain things like there's leaderboards missing or player counts. Obviously the game looks a tiny bit better because we're now playing high resolution with the new tech that we've had since the game originally released, and theater mode has been removed as well. But surprisingly, the custom emblem editor is in the game, which is a huge surprise considering the current trends on censorship, and has already provided some funny emblems, which if like me you played the original game, it is nice to see that bit of nostalgia for COD lobbies going back to how they were over a decade ago. The game however isn't cross-platform and it isn't cross-generation, so this means you are extremely unlikely to come across hackers, which is a good thing, as if you're on PS5 you'll only come across other PS5 players, and if you're on PS4 you'll only come across other PS4 players. Now if you're on PS4 you may experience a higher chance of hackers because of the amount of cracked PS4s out there, but for PS5 I think this is extremely unlikely, almost impossible. Now I did mention too that these games aren't cross-generation, so if you have friends that are still on the PS4 you will not be able to play with them unless you download specifically the PS4 version of the game. Ultimately I think it's a little bit silly because we've ended up with 4 different servers. We have the PS4 servers, the PS5 servers, we have the PS4 servers with DLC, and the PS5 servers with DLC, because the DLC stops you being matchmaked with people who don't own it as well. Cross-platform I understand, but yeah, cross-generation makes no sense. Small things, but if you're a trophy hunter then both games do have a platinum trophy, which for me it wasn't necessarily a guarantee considering we've not had one on the modern COD games since Xbox owned COD, which speaking of modern CODs, if you've only played the new generation of COD games, then this would be a huge shock, as these COD games are massively different, and even for people who have played the original CODs this is going to be a big adjustment. But trust me, if you get used to it you will enjoy these CODs, as it isn't just nostalgia, these are genuinely 2 of the best COD games ever created. Ultimately this is really cool. I'd like to hope the lobbies can stay populated for a good amount of time, but like with any remaster that we've seen I do think we'll eventually see it die down, and it'll only be the die-hard fans that will stay, especially once that initial hype has calmed down. But it would be cool to see some big numbers for the long term. I do think because it's port coming to the PS4 and the PS5 we'll see the same for Xbox, so they haven't just got the backwards compatibility stuff. This is just an opinion, but in terms of the game offers that are currently on the PlayStation Store, I think we'll regularly see both of these games in the PlayStation Store sales that we see almost every month. So if you don't want to get them while they're 50% off, I'm sure over the next 12 months they'll be thrown in random store offers. And ultimately, what are your thoughts on the new Call of Duty ports? I think it's pretty cool, and as someone who's been wanting to use my PS3 disc for the Black Ops 2 for so long, this will do me just fine. Thank you for watching, have a great day, and enjoy classic COD if you're playing this weekend.